That's why I understand why you say the fight between Yusuke and Tagore is the most important, because everything that he had to do in order to get to that point, and everything he realized about himself up until that point, the fact that he was the man after he won that fight, like he felt like nothing else could threaten him. But
you see how people started treating him different. At the Dark Tournament, they hated Yusuke, and then everybody was like, "Oh God, this guy's strong.
This guy is super powerful. Like he could probably beat any demon that we know about."
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
So yeah, this one is because we needed a Yu Yu Hakusho topic, because we haven't had one in a long time. But this one will be a good one to end on, and just keep going with the whole line of Yu Yu Hakusho until we finally get to Netflix's big production for Yu Yu Hakusho, the live action. So I wanted to ask you, what is the most important fight / battle for Yusuke?
You already know my answer, bro.
Yeah.
It is the Dark Tournament when he's fighting younger Tagoro. That is the most pivotal point in, I think, the series overall. The first time Yusuke actually overcame a threat that was actually a very dangerous threat. A threat that could have made things bad. And if Yusuke didn't beat him, things would have been very bad. Just to see the first time he fought the younger Tagoro, they got washed. No, he faked his death. They thought they won, but they realized, man, this guy's really powerful. We need to step our game up.
He wasn't using really any of his power.
Exactly. And that's when Yusuke started taking his training serious. Like he was like, okay, there are people out there that are really dangerous. Like I have to. And I think the first time he fought him was when he realized, I have to take this more serious. And I think knowing basically how many episodes did that build up, because those are two different completely seasons in Yu Yu Hakusho.
So the fight lasted a couple episodes, but yeah, the build up to it is between 2 seasons.
Yeah, and I think that honestly, and I may be biased, obviously, you see the poster in the back, that is one of the greatest build-ups in anime to that fight. I think it made, you anticipated it, you know what's going to happen, but it's also, it kept you engaged because you were interested in every battle, every fight before that. But you knew that the showdown was bound to happen. And you honestly didn't know if Yusuke was going to win or not.
That's true, because even Tagore says, finally, a fight where I don't know the outcome. I don't know if I'm going to win this. Because obviously in every fight Tagore pretty much has been in, he's had the power to take down his enemies, like without even really trying or using even close to even 70% of his power. But like you said, he was excited for the fight because I don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But
absolutely. So for me personally, it's a bunch of reasons why I think that's his most important battle. Just because the build up, the importance of it, the not knowing who's going to win, everything we've seen Yusuke go through, just what people forget about. He was almost dead in a cave. Like everything that led up to that, he lost, spoilers, his master. Well, he thought he did. So everything that happened, the sacrifices he had to make to get to the point to be able to beat this character I don't think it's ever happened again throughout the show.
Nope.
So that's why I think that's the most pivotal point in the series. After that, you knew Yusuke was powerful and capable of things. So I felt like there wasn't another threat in the series that I didn't think Yusuke would be able to overcome. Even Sensui. I mean, I love Sensui.
And even more to Tagoro is just the intricate relationship that Tagoro had with Genkai. Basically a relationship spanning, I don't know, would you say 50 years? It's just something you don't see. Your enemy that you're about to fight is the past lover of your teacher, your mentor. So that there's intricate things there. The fact that Yusuke kind of admires Tagoro at one point. in a way that because Toguro is like just strong in himself. He doesn't have to rely on other people. He doesn't have to rely on others to make him strong. He's just strong on himself. So Yusuke kind of admires that part of him. But the thing is this: the things that make Yusuke strong is relying on his friends, is kind of like having that trust, having that relationship with his friends. That's what makes him strong. Him fighting for them makes him powerful. That's why.
Think about. I don't mean to cut you off, but think about all the times that we either seen a dramatic power boost, or all the times we seen him get pushed to the next level. He thought someone he loved died.
Yep.
So.
No, absolutely. That's why I understand why you say the fight between Yusuke and Toguro is the most important, because everything that he had to do in order to get to that point, and everything he realized about himself up until that point, the fact that he was the man after he won that fight, like he felt like nothing else could threaten him. But
you see how people started treating him different. At the Dark Tournament, they hated Yusuke, and then everybody was like, "Oh God, this guy's strong.
This guy is super powerful. Like he could probably beat any demon that we know about."
Mm-hmm.
But just to play devil's advocate to your point, the most important to me in Yusuke's fights is him fighting Sensui.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact of this, Sensui isn't a demon. He's a human.
Yeah.
And the thing is this, Yusuke is a spirit detective, and so was Sensui. Sensui was an ex-spirit detective. So there's some relative points there. There's some relative points for Sensui being that protector of Earth, protecting people from demons, protecting people from anything that's going to harm them potentially. Yep. But the thing with Sensui is he saw the world as so, black and white. He didn't see any gray areas. He didn't understand that there's, demons aren't all bad. There's some demons that are good, just like humans aren't all good. There's some humans that are actually bad. He couldn't perceive and understand that. So that's why you get that fracture of Sensui's mind, and he goes pretty much rogue and wants to destroy the whole planet. But Yusuke, being the person that he is, he holds on to himself. Even through all the darkness that he's seen between humans and demons, he holds on to himself, and he doesn't change. He really doesn't change his character. He just has that character development just to, learn about himself, but he doesn't really change. So that's why I feel like him fighting Sensui was a more important role, and a more important to the plot of the whole series. And also, he finds out he's a demon while fighting Sensui.
Yeah.
That's probably the best one I can bring. He finds out he's a demon while fighting Sensui, which honestly, like Sensui said, now the demon hunter has become the demon. So things kind of come full circle for him.
Absolutely. You actually make really good points. I agree with what you said, where Sensui couldn't see the world for what it actually was. He had some change his mind, perspective on things, and he stuck with that. And I think Yusuke meeting Sensui made Yusuke realize who he doesn't want to become.
Yeah,
I think that's important. And I also think in the Sensui arc, Yusuke again learns how important his friends are to him. That's, you make a lot of good points. The Sensui fight is important. I don't think the build up it wasn't as epic as it was for Younger Toguro, but if someone told me that they think the Sensui fight is more important, I wouldn't debate. I wouldn't disagree with them. I can understand if you give me good reason. The only thing about the Sensui arc is what was it? I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I just think it kind of happened fast. Everything kind of happened fast for me.
I see just him.
Yeah, but yeah, and Sensui's a dope villain. I think he's a very underrated villain too. Is he really a villain? He's more like Sensui is kind of like Thanos, kind of like Killmonger. The way what they're doing isn't probably necessarily wrong, but they're going about it the wrong way.
Yeah. And the thing is this, they want something good to happen on the end of it. I know everyone has their reasoning, everyone has their, their why as to why they want something to happen, but they just wanted to protect the planet. Sensui just wanted to protect the planet. And he felt that this is the way to do it because, and I was listening to a video earlier about an analysis on Sensui that kind of pointed something out to me, that Sensui could see that the difference between humans and demons, that demons are just, they accept I wouldn't say like the bad in themselves. They just accept like who they are. Whereas humans, they'll cover up like the bad stuff that they do. They'll be like, well, I'm doing this bad thing for this good reason. So I'm just going to pretend like it's not bad. I have my own reasons for doing these bad things, which is, it's kind of like a blind sense of just, reality.
It's worse.
Yeah. You're lying to yourself.
I'd rather you just tell me who you are.
Exactly.
Instead of, acting like you're a good person, but you're doing these terrible things. No one's perfect. No one is perfect. Everyone has their demons. But at the same time, there are some people, like, think about leaders of countries go to war for a good cause.
Yes.
But thousands of people lose their lives. You know what I mean? For a war that's not even theirs. They're not even their fight. So, but the thing about Sensui is he is the perfect example of only getting one side of the story.
Yeah.
He's the perfect example of you only get one side of the story and that's what you're rolling with. And you know what? Sensui is a perfect example of how people are today. They hear something
see the world one way.
You hear something about somebody or hear one side of the story and that's what you're rolling with. That's what you don't even care what the other person has to say. This person said this. You know what? Screw the other person. You're right. That's how the world reacts today. That's cancel culture. Sensui is a perfect example of that. He read one book, but he didn't get the other half of the book or whatever, the other version of the book, and he's rolling with it, bro.
And another thing too, Sensui is another good depiction of like a mental illness, because he has that personality disorder where he has 7 different personalities. Yeah. And honestly, those 7 different personalities are his justification for the wrongdoing that he did. He was like, well, I wasn't the one who was really doing it. It was this personality. And I didn't do these bad things. It was this personality. So that's another way another analysis of how people kind of like use the good things they do, as a reason to cover up the bad things they do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. No accountability.
Yep, exactly.
It may be a different personality, but it's still you doing it. If you know this is going on, why the hell is you getting help? You need to be sitting somewhere getting some help instead of out here causing destruction. You know what I mean? You're hurting people. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but both are. I mean, those probably are the 2 best antagonists in the show. But I wouldn't be mad at either or. Me personally, I just, you know how I am. I love the Dark Tournament. I think it's very underrated. I hope if they do it this is probably another conversation for another show. How are they going to do the Netflix show? How are they going to break this shit down?
And just another thing too. I think the Dark Tournament is the longest arc. I do like the Dark Tournament. It's probably my second favorite arc in the whole show. But that is a good question. How are they going to break it down? Like I said before when we were talking, I think they're going to just go as far as their first fight with younger and elder Toguro, because they have
far. That's
far,
yeah. Because you got Yusuke going. You got Yusuke, obviously, spoiler alert, dying. Hopefully, if most of the people that are going to watch this video now already watched Yu Yu Hakusho, but some people a year from now are going to come back and watch these videos and be like, "You spoiled the show for me, asshole." But so, spoiler alert, Yusuke dies. So you got him dying. Got doing those little tasks to come back to life. You got what? Then he goes against.
So he goes against Kyugo, Monkey, Kurama. Well, he doesn't really fight Kurama, but Kurama and then Ie. Yeah. And
then the very next thing is the 4 syncopies. Right? That's the first thing they work together.
The next thing would be his training with Genkai, and then the 4 Saint Beasts. Yes.
Oh, so Oh God, I forgot about that. So he goes through the thing with Kuwabara first before the Forsaken Beast, where they go and try. Everyone's trying to get the Jesus Christ,
because that's when Kuwabara gets his powers. Yep.
Yes, I rewatch this series like every 3 months, and I still forget the shit. Like, yeah, so that's a lot, bro.
The thing with me is I don't really rewatch it. I just one episode like every once in a while, just to keep it fresh. And then the thing is, every time I rewatch one episode, I just like it points out some new things I just wasn't paying attention to.
Yeah, but you recall it so well.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you recall things. You always like correct me because I be going on about some nonsense. You be like, no, this came from I'm like, yeah, you're right. Dude, that's a lot though. So you got that Yusuke going through that thing, Gekai, and winning her, graces. Then the Forsaken Beast, and then is the younger it's a girl thing right after the Forsaken Beast. So it's right after.
Right after.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, it just depends on how many episodes they make it and how long each episode is going to be.
But the only reason I say that is because I remember seeing when they first announced this a picture of them at like a press conference, and they're all in costume, and the actors dressed up as elder and younger Toguro at the press conference. I'm like, oh, so they're going that far? Because why would they just have them there if they're not going to put them in the show?
True. Holy shit! So
yeah,
hopefully, I mean, my thing is this. I don't want it to feel like it's rushed.
Yes.
But I also don't want it to feel like it's like dragging on. So the timing is going to be key for this show.
What do you remember when they first announced this?
Wasn't it last year?
I feel like it was. So they've had 2021, all of 2022, and they're going to have all of 2023. Because it's not coming out until a year from.
Yeah, it come out next year around this time, December, right? Yep. December 23. Yeah, they've probably already been filming or getting things together. Yeah, and the closer it gets to it, the more we hear about it. That wouldn't be a bad point to stop at the first season. It'd be a perfect cliffhanger. It's just so much happens in between there.
I feel like this is one of the most anticipated live action animes ever.
Yeah, because if they mess this up, they're fucked, bro.
Oh boy,
this is a classic because this is going to bring the show back to relevance. Obviously, you got the diehard fans like us. You do have the casual fans that know what the show is, watch it, they like the show, and you got people that maybe know of the show but aren't into it as much. This Netflix adaptation is going to mean so much for this show in general. That's the word I was looking for. For this franchise, like it's going to be very important.
The thing
who's directing it?
No, that's a good question. We could look that up. Yeah. The thing I think about this too is they're probably going to release the original episodes prior to releasing the show, like they did for Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
they'll put it on Netflix. Is what I'm saying.
I think isn't it on Netflix? Am I tripping? It's on Hulu and it's on obviously all the anime. I don't know if it's on Netflix.
So it could be on Netflix if you use it on like another VPN or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know it's not on Netflix in here in North America.
Yeah, it's on Hulu for sure. Funimation, Crunchyroll, all that good stuff. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. It's a lot of things that can go wrong, but it's also a lot of things that can go right.
Right. Especially if they're taking this much time on it.
Yeah, I don't want it to feel rushed. Like, take your time, do it right. And I actually, after talking about it, I think that is a good stopping point.
Because it basically tells the good first part of the story. So to me, there's two ways that this could go. It could go so bad that people could be turned off to it and just like want nothing to do with Yu Yu Hakusho. Or they could go give it a chance. They could be like, well, maybe the live action adaptation wasn't good at all. Maybe I should give the anime a chance at least. Or it could go really good and bring light not just to this show but to the actual anime. And you never know. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, bro. Like, this may be kind of selfish of me, but I love having a classic anime like this that is not super popular, because if this goes mainstream, bro, it's going to take on a new life. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
know how that goes. You like kind of like when you have a favorite artist that is super famous and they get famous and like, well, I don't even like it anymore. You know what I mean?
Because you don't want to just be a sheep in the crowd.
Yeah.
You were there before it was cool.
Exactly. So,
Mhm.
but we got to document it on our podcast that we've been here. So I
Yeah.
don't think we have to worry about it too much with that. But it's just I will be happy to see it blow up and get super popular. To finally see these characters get the credit they deserve of what they've done for anime and manga. Like I don't think people realize how important these characters in this franchise is to what anime is today. But yeah, it's kind of like damn. Like
You know something I didn't realize too. Like when I was listening to this other video about Yu Hakusho, I was mistaken when I was talking about one of the most popular characters, anime characters, male characters in the '90s. It wasn't Yusuke.
it was EA.
It was Kurama.
Kurama is the most popular?
It was Kurama. Yeah.
Wow.
I think he was the most popular in '94. I want to say.
Well, I don't think Yusuke was ever the most popular because I know he got a year. I don't know what year it was.
EA got he was like number 3 on most popular when they did like a vote or whatever. He was like number 3, and he was like number 3 for like a couple of years running after that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm a Yusuke fan, bro. I love Yusuke, but yeah, I can see that.
Kurama's we'll do it one day. We'll do like a topic about him since we did with Kuwabara, but it's the fact that Kurama, there's a lot of intricate things about him as far as like he's one of the only characters that have to do with traditional Japanese folklore.
Mm-hmm.
Him being like a nine-tailed fox.
Yeah.
Or not a nine-tailed fox, a spirit fox.
Yep. Yeah, that is true. And he's one of those characters, he's kind of like got the aesthetic, that aura about him. The cool guy, the calm guy, the smart guy, the guy that's usually for the most part level-headed, but will do what needs to get done if he has to. Because he's been in some dark moments, especially with the gaming, the the kid's name, but that was crazy. But
I want to say his name is Amanuma. Amanuma, Game Master.
Yeah, that was dark.
I think one of the big lessons you could pull from Kurama's life is the fact that your past doesn't define you.
Yeah,
because before, when he was a spirit fox, he was a thief. He was a bandit. He's out here killing, pillaging.
He was feared.
Yeah. They knew his name. Yes, they knew who he was. He was a legend. He's a legend among demons. And then when he came to be a human, he switched 180.
Yeah, and because he was raised different, he was humans showed him love and appreciation, and it's kind of like we were saying for Sensui, that Kurama got to see both sides and he got to understand, like, okay, not all humans are bad. Not all demons are bad. Not all humans are good. Vice versa. Because he got to live it both times. And Kurama is one of those characters. I think my wife loves him too. I think he's the most women who do like to show love Kurama as well.
Kurama,
he's just that guy.
He's sensitive. He has a sensitive side.
Yeah. And like he's just dope. Even in this Kurama form with the rose whip and all that stuff, it's just dope. Like he's just that guy, bro.
He's one of the first characters to have a transformation too on that team, anyway.
Yeah, you know what? I never consider him like when I always like rank characters like Yusuke, Kuwabara. I never, if being realistic, he's one of the better characters in the show. Like
the fact that he has like a past, he has a story. If you did like a prequel, he's gonna be in it because he's lived for 3,000 years. So he's one of those characters that are slept on. Actually, as a side character, because I never consider him because he's always so level headed. Yeah,
you know what I mean. He always does the right thing. That he kind of gets left behind a lot of times. You got Yusuke. He's the punk, the thug, that kind of kid. Kuwabara is the misunderstood person. Hiei is really kind of like selfish, but really loving and caring. He just don't want to admit it. Kuwabara is always level-headed, cool, calm, collected. So I feel like he always gets left out.
The thing with Kurama too, every time in every battle, You never know what he's gonna pull out. He got a bag. He got a bag of weapons. You never know what he's gonna use. It's like, bro, endless weapons. He has 3,000 years of experience. So
yeah, he's pretty old too, isn't he?
I don't know how old he is. I know he's not as old as Kurama, but I don't
he's
know
not. But he's been around for a while. He looks like a teenager, but he's old. I guess he ages like they age slower. So he's older. Does that make his sister old like that too? Then
I think his sister's old. Yeah, since they're twins. Yeah,
yeah, that's crazy. Well, bro, I was in love with her ass. That's funny. But yeah, bro, I'm excited. Yeah, we got to keep these topics coming at least 2 a month. We got a year. That's crazy.
There's a lot we can talk about.
We were talking about this last year around this time. And that year, I
thought it was going to come out this year.
Yeah. But we're looking forward to it. We know we got some listeners looking forward to it. It's going to be like you said earlier, it's going to mean a lot for the franchise.
Yeah, there's so many topics. We could talk about which arc is the best. We could talk about Kurama, EA. We could talk a little bit more about Yusuke.
Yeah, character breakdowns.
We could talk about like the lessons that you learn, the lessons that not only the Yusuke learned from Genkai, but the lessons that the viewer learns from Genkai. There's some deep metaphors there if you watch and listen to some things she says.
Yeah, Genkai is very wise.
Oh yeah.
She's kind of like EA too, kind of like she's very loving and caring of her people.
Like showing it.
Yeah, she just doesn't like showing it. And then she was beautiful.
Yeah.
They got her made to look like this. That's crazy.
Well, she got old.
Yeah, like when you think about it, like she's yeah. I mean, like as a kid, like you got crushed on like anime characters. Like she was the younger version. Oh, come on, she was up there.
Yeah, pink hair.
Yeah, she is up there. Other than what's the Grim Reaper name again?
Botan.
The Botan, Botan up there though.
Yeah,
for sure. Pretty much all the women in Yu Yu Hakusho are legit. To me personally, as a kid,
I mean, Keiko's all right.
Yeah,
I guess it's not until Keiko gets older.
Yeah, she's kind of annoying sometimes.
Yeah, she just nags UK.
She means well. She wants the best from him.
Yeah,
I mean, she loves him. But yeah, man, so many things we could do. We talk about for this show, and we are looking forward to the Netflix series. They better not mess it up, or they will be hearing from us.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I don't got nothing else. So I think we got 2.5 hours of content.
That's good. I mean, because we're coming closer and closer to holiday time, man. So
yeah, I can get one in next. Yeah, I can get one in next week if you can. And then probably one more before New Year's. Okay.
We still didn't talk about those trailers, but we can talk about it.
Yeah, I forgot about them.
Because we talked so much about what are we talking about? Marvel.
We had Marvel, Reddit, Yu Yu Hakusho, and whatever we were talking about.
Whatever the hell we were talking about before. Crazy stories.
Yeah, that crazy. Oh, the bull sperm.
Oh my gosh, it was stupid.
That fucking idiot. They got away with it. That's crazy. And I wouldn't have got away with it.
But here's the thing: could you imagine if someone had did that to people, like people's sperm? They just hijacked a truck full of like samples.
That's actually quite disturbing.
That's worse. Now you're gonna have a bunch of
That's disturbing, bro. I would feel violated. If like I was
gonna have a kid walk. Well, you're already gonna have a kid walking around.
Yeah, but it's just I just would feel violated. It didn't work the way it was supposed to. It got stolen. You know what I mean? Like I brought a life into this world because my sperm was stolen. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, true.
That is insane. And you know what? Let me end this so we can long.
Yeah.